Hello, first this evening, widespread drug taking, bullying and repeated violence. You'd think the list was about a criminal syndicate, not one of the region's most established prisons.
An inspection at Durham prison revealed that hundreds of its inmates tested positive for drugs, and many said they had developed a drug habit inside jail. As Dan Ashby reports, drugs are just the start of its problems.
You'd assume behind these walls is security, safety and perhaps rehabilitation. But this glimpse inside shows that's still an ideal. 1 in 5 prisoners tested positive for drugs. 13% got their drug habit from Durham prison. It's so bad that drugs are even leading to intimidation.
Well, I think we should all be concerned. It's in everybody's interest that when we all want, whatever your views on crime and punishment are, I think we all want to make sure that when prisoners leave prison, they're less likely to commit offences than when they went in. And if they've acquired a drug habit in the prison, then that's obviously bad news. It's bad news for the prisoners, bad news for the staff, and bad news for the population as a whole.
But the drugs are only one part of a whole network of problems. The report found that there were 110 violent incidents here each month. Perhaps that's no surprise for a prison that has 50% more inmates than it's supposed to.
Inside, prisoners are sharing cells made for one person, with one chair and an unscreened toilet. Those who've been there before say things seem to be getting worse.
I've seen people go in who have taken soft drugs, cannabis, but I know when the second time I went in, they had mandatory drug testing. They'd introduced that, where they do random urine samples. And I know that a lot of soft drug users turn to hard drugs because the substance didn't stay in the system as long as cannabis did. So when they got a random drugs test, they were less likely of testing positive. Now they seem to struggle to do the time, and it's a lot easier than it used to be as well. And I feel that they're turning to drugs to get through the sentence.
There were some positives in the report. Learning facilities are getting better, and the prison service says it's got robust measures in place to reduce drug supply. But changes have to happen faster. The one supply County Durham doesn't want is potential reoffenders walking back out.
Well, Dan Ashby is outside the prison this evening. Dan, how are all these drugs getting into the prison?
Well, we know more generally with prisons that they can come in via the prisoners, they can come from friends and family who visit, like you often see in films, but perhaps most shockingly they can come from the staff. They can be thrown over the wall as well. But whatever way they're coming into Durham prison, the inspector said that they've got to stop the supply and the demands. The supply by stopping them coming in altogether, and the demands by helping those people who do have drug habits to get off them, because the prison population probably isn't going to go down anytime soon quickly, and every person that comes out of here with a criminal record and a drug habit is one step more likely to reoffend.
Dan, thank you.